Hello and welcome. This is a character profile video for the class Warlord. And what you'll see in this video is all of his skills, all of the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, his enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and show you Warlord. Here we go. Okay, if you are new to this video and not familiar with the interface and how I do everything, let me introduce it to you. On the left side is all of his skills. On the right side are the specials that go with each of those skills. Then to the right of the skill list on the left is charges, which is how many times you can use that skill. The next one is hits, which is how many times that skill could hit whatever you're attacking. The next one is damage PVE, which is the highest percentage damage of all the skills listed. And then the same thing for damage PVP. So when I look at this character and what he has, I want to point out one obvious thing, is that this guy has an extra layer of damage on top of what he normally does with three skills: upper hand, circle slash, and conduit. And it's to the right where it says two arms. And to activate that, you would either use the skill, or excuse me, it's an enhancement you can unlock. But what I'm trying to get at is the Crescent Blade Mastery. If you were to simply use that skill once and incorporate it into your rotation of skills, it'll activate the for 20 seconds additional damage for any of those other three that I just told you that you will use. So that's what makes the Warlord special here, is he has layers of extra damage if you just use the skills in a way of, okay, Crescent Blade first, then circle slash next, and then whatever is my hardest hitting skill after that. I got to be aware of super armor, so I want to get that in, and so on and so forth. So take a moment to look at the Warlord skills, and let's go ahead and move on to the next slide, which is the top 8 PVE skills that I recommend. Here we go. So on this slide, I took the same interface that you just saw and just heard me explain, and I organized all the skills according to the highest percentage of damage for PvE, and that is, no surprise, circle slash. So like I was saying in the previous one, start out with Crescent Blade Mastery, put in circle slash, and circle slash has a super armor that you can use in the arena, in Raminis, no matter what. It's not bound so to only be in the open world like Crescent Wave is, because it's red and you can't use it in arena. So take a moment to look at this slide, and what we're going to do is show you the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. So up till now, I've been telling you a lot of extra information that relates to actually PvP, but out there when you're fighting regular monsters in PvE, it applies. So here we are on the PvP. On this slide, I organized it again from the damage-PvP column from the highest percentage down. So circle slash, Crescent Wave, and Immolation are your top 3 damaging ones. And it looks like, as you can see, the circle slash obviously is the only one out of the others that have the 2 arms connection to it. So I mean, upper hand, I'd probably use it because you can use that in the arena. So Crescent Blade, circle slash, get your super armor in, and get that extra damage on top of what you're doing with circle slash. And then maybe go to upper hand, which doesn't do much damage but refreshes your super armor, gives you extra damage, and then cycle back to circle slash or anything else you feel that your opponent needs to be given. So consider that, but these are your top 8 PvP skills, and all you can do is try them all out and see what works for you in your rotation and what you're having the most fun with. But to understand why they gave you a 2 arms add-on and what that means is very important for Warlord once again. So what we're going to do now is move over to his enhancements, and I'll see you there. Okay, if you're new to this slide for enhancements, let me briefly explain it. It is like the other ones where your skills are on the left hand side, your branch damage is on the right hand side, all the multicolors you see there, and in the center are 4 columns. 1, 2, and 4 are all enhancements that do something for you normally. The third one is normally the enhancements that affect the person you're fighting. So I try to organize it that way, but sometimes I'm given enhancements that just don't fit into 4 columns. Like for example, I know it's in there somewhere. Let's see. Well, I mean, for example, if you look at backstep and you move over to the second column, target DP minus 20 for 10 seconds should be in the 3rd column, not the 2nd column, but you have 2 of them. So you can affect your opponent with target attack speed and target DP down for a certain amount for 10 seconds. So consider that when you're fighting your opponent if that is important to you. And others, yeah, there it is. It is Backdraft. That one had 5 enhancements, which is rare. I don't come across 5. So if you look at the 4th column, it says crit C and move speed plus 5 for 10 seconds. That's crit chance and move speed plus 5% for 10 seconds if you unlock it. So that's what that means. And I squeezed in burn damage. That usually is in the 1st column, but in the 1st column they wanted to let you know that you have an add-on, like an additional skill on top of Backdraft called Ultimate. I think it's Ultimate Backdraft, but it's a 200% hit damage increase, and it increases the distance that you pass through your opponent. So look at these wonderful things that they're giving you. I mean, that is kind of like the Archmage and able to teleport through solid objects. You can do that too with Backdraft. So if you put all this together, you're starting to see that Warlord has a lot of tools to play with. I will state that the first thing you're going to hear somebody say about Warlord is, oh, he's too slow. But he hits hard, but he's too slow. If you know your character and you know his speeds and you see what enhancements you can do for him and you work to see what works best for you, you can have a lot of fun with this guy, and he can hit really hard. So just take a moment to look at the enhancement slide, and when you're ready, we'll go on over to the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. So if this is a new slide for you, allow me to introduce it. This is all the previous slides you saw organized into one slide, just like a baseball card. So if you're familiar with my character profile videos, they're meant to allow you to be introduced to them, and then if you're familiar with them, you'll probably see a new character come out. You'll come over here to the player card and say, hey, I want to see what this character has. I don't have much time. So that's one of the other reasons why it was designed this way. So at the very top is the top 8 PVE and PVP damage skills that I recommend in green. To the right of that is something new. It is called immobilization. Immolation is something else. What this is when you're looking at it, it is anything that immobilizes you. If a skill knocks you, or if you have a skill that knocks them down, knocks them up in the air, stun, bound, freeze, etc. The only one I don't count is knock back, only because until it changes, the animation for knockback is quick. You get knocked back and then you get the heck out of the way. But if you're knocked down, you have extra animation to get up, stand up, get ready, and then you're ready to move out of the way or fight. Your opponent can get in 2 or 3 hits maximum that I've seen while you're just trying to get up, and that really determines the fight right there in arena. So if you look over at immobilization, you'll see that 95% of everything he has, as a matter of fact, everything he has. Crescent Blade Mastery is the standard attack that he has, and Awakened Spirit is his heal. So that means every skill that he has an immobilization to it. He only has one, and one's all you need, quite honestly. So that is what that means. All the way, or below that is all the skills that I showed you previously, and then below that is all the enhancements, and at the very bottom is a legend for things that are colored in gold that don't apply in Path of Glory. Like, for example, under enhancements, if you look at the 4th one down, upper hand, and then go all the way to the right, the heal, 95 hit points per hit, does not apply in Path of Glory. So just be aware of that. And then you should be familiar with under the skills above, where the super armor is colored in red. That is not applied when you're fighting in arena. Chances are Raminus as well, so don't count on it to protect you. Use your other skills. And if you're scratching your head about this time going, well, I don't know what forward guard or super armor means, the definition is at the very bottom. I'm going to briefly read it to you. Forward guard means incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. Super armor means that incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. This is the reason why everyone does super armor, a skill, super armor, another skill. They rotate that super armor to keep it going so that they won't get caught stunned or knocked down in any way. So this is the player card. Take a moment to look at this, and when you're ready, the music is going to change. We're going to move on to the gameplay video to show you what the Warlord looks like in action. So I will see you there. And welcome to the gameplay video. But before we get started, we need to show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we are at, let's just change that real quick, Kron Castle entrance. And we're here because I always like to be here. Their CP is 2519. Normally ours is a little higher, but it's 2293. And I don't think that'll hinder what we're trying to show here. So we always have a auto path where we go. So we're just gonna go ahead and click that. We'll have him fight for about 3 minutes. I'll hush and allow you to see and hear what he's like, and then I'll give my outro and we'll get him into town. So without further ado, I present to you Warlord. Here we go. just about time for us to get him into town. There we go. Plus, I feared he might have died. That wouldn't have looked good since I said he'd be fine. So let me go ahead and take this moment to give my outro and say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you like this video. I'm always making more. And if you do, please subscribe, like, share, send me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And in the meantime, I will continue on and work on probably Blade Master, which is his counterpart. So let's go ahead and get him over to a really nice spot so we can showcase him. And yes, the area is different because we are in the middle of, I believe it's pronounced Termania. Yes, it's an event, and they decorated this area. So one more time, thank you so much for watching this video. You have yourself a great day. Take care. Bye now.